A Metropolitan Police officer has today been sentenced to 5 years in prison for ironically being a bacon. So Tony Watts, who was working for the Metropolitan Police, has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for the rape of a woman. And now I find it quite astounding how he's only been sentenced to 5 years in prison when he actually took this to trial as well. Normally, if you take a case to trial, or a case of this magnitude, a police officer, although he wasn't on duty when he done this, which doesn't matter, he is in a duty, his job is a duty of care. Someone who is high up in the duty of care jobs to look after the general public, and he goes against everything it stands for and does the most vilest of the vile to a defenseless woman who he'd done this despicable deed to. He has been sentenced to 5 years after a trial. So when you run a trial, you do not get any time off your sentence. If you plead guilty at the beginning or the earliest opportunity, you get a third of your sentence. So if you were to get a 6-year sentence, a third off, do the maths, 4 year, you would get 4 year. Or something around about that. We'll not argue over the little bits of time here and there, but getting to the point, he has been given 5 years after running a trial, making that poor woman stand up in court against him to get him convicted. What an absolute wrong'un. And when I said at the beginning, ironically, he'll end up on the bacon wings. We all know what people call police officers. And this is I don't know if you can see in the background, my little statue that I've got. A bacon basher. Got to make a little bit of humour out of these videos, people. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to do them. So that bacon will end up getting bashed inside of prison, because imagine how many people he has put inside of prison. So he will be on the bacon wings, which is the VP wings, the vulnerable prisoner wing, or what we should call the predator wings. But inside a prison, they become or classed as vulnerable. But I just thought I would bring that to you today, people. I had a bit of time to quickly get on and do this video in my busy schedule, but I did have a look up on the news today, and this flashed up. Tony Watts, that's his face in the thumbnail of the video. 5 years in prison. I bet his victim is absolutely outraged by the small sentence. A police officer doing this type of act, raping a woman, should be a minimum of 15 years, in my opinion. So, like I've just said, he's run the trial. He should have gotten longer for putting her through this, but he's only been given a measly 5 years. Metropolitan Police officer in a job which is supposed to be a duty of care to the citizens, the civilians. But he's went against everything and betrayed everything his job stands for. But we'll see how he's received inside of prison. Because like I've just said, the amount of people he will bump into inside of prison, who he's put in there. But again, with him being on the VP wing, sometimes they go to the main wings, depending on which prison you go to, when you get remanded. Or sorry, he wasn't even remanded, believe it or not. But when you get sentenced, you've got to go to a remanded prison before you get moved on. So sometimes they don't have protection wings. The majority of them do. But with the overcrowding, if the bacon wings are full, they'll say, sorry, mister, you've got to go down on the normal wing. You'll have to blend in. But I'm sure someone will recognise you. Anyways, I'll leave that one there for now, people. Just a quick one. Hope everyone is fit and well. And remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Take care, everyone.